3, 2, 1, go. So in this video, I want to talk about the anime known as Solo Leveling. Now, this is a series that has been severely hyped up even before its actual anime announcement, because I remember talking about the anime on my other channel, talking about the chances of an anime adaptation. I talked about a lot of the times where people were claiming that it was going to get confirmed, that it was confirmed, and then it wasn't. And then finally, it did end up getting confirmed, even though a lot of people kicked and screamed, saying that it would never happen because of how the story is done in the manhwa compared to the light novels, and there's all these different versions to it, and I have not read any of those versions, so I am completely anime only. So I've seen some fans say that it's based on one version of the source material compared to another, so there's apparently different versions. Like there's like a light novel version and a digital manhwa version, so again, there might be other versions that I don't know about, so definitely tell me in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts about all those different versions? But it's honestly been a series that's been talked about for many, many, many years now. And I've always been interested to see what it's like, because a lot of people have thrown different things around, like SAO kind of style story, and I'm kind of like, I feel like sometimes that's like probably just over exaggeration, or just people grabbing little key components of it and using that as a way to go. But I mean, the whole idea of it being called solo leveling, I could definitely see where some people would draw like a correlation to SAO, just because of the whole Kirito being a solo leveler, and then you've got an anime or a series known as Solo Leveling, so I could understand that as well. And then there's rumors going around that it's going to be a double core, 25 episodes, and Crunchyroll has definitely been going all out on promoting this. It just seems like there's a lot of interest in the series as a whole. So going into the anime, it piqued my interest. And I will say, I kind of wish the first episode was 2 episodes in one, and the reason being is because the first 2 episodes itself get you a better idea of what's kind of like the foundational components to it than if it was just one episode. Like if you did a first impressions just from the first episode, I don't think you'd be able to give a good opinion on it. I feel like after the second episode you can give a better opinion on it, which is of course what I've watched up to based on when uploading this video. But it gives you an idea of this whole idea of like a gate type system, people going in there to find these types of gems, crystals, kind of things that they can use possibly as a power source, which actually is really cool, by the way. I like the way it correlates to kind of like modern day problems that are more intriguing, and I'm not talking like social issues, but just more like, you know, the things of like, oh, we want to diversify our energy sources away from oil, coal, nuclear, more nature-based stuff like hydro and all that kind of stuff, and they're like, oh, we want something that's more reliable, that's, you know, better for the environment based on all these other things, and they're like, this could do that. And I kind of like that, but I also like the fact that it doesn't go too deep. It's like something simple that you can kind of understand, but it isn't something that would normally like trigger the whole 2 different types of political party kind of thing, which I have no interest in. So I just thought it was kind of cool. They were like, oh yeah, energy sources that we can use for the real world. And so these hunters go into this world, or this portal or gate, whatever you want to call it, and then start killing monsters to get this possibility of these items. Now, as far as the actual leveling thing goes, I'm still curious about that. That clearly is going to be explained in future episodes, but the foundational component of it is kind of like there, like they go through the portal, the life and death, they have all the different ranks, and he is one of the lowest ranks. And I kind of figured that, you know, at the end of this the second episode, that there would be some revelation to kind of compile that he's going to have this sort of new advantage. And it seems to be, yeah, he basically accepts a quest that allows him to start leveling up. But it makes me wonder if there are other people, like certain high rank individuals, that have that same quest as well. Because there's a certain character that they introduce, it's like a blonde chick, and she's like one of the top tier hunters out there, and some of the things she can do is just almost superhuman. And so it makes me wonder if some of those people are in that tier based on this leveling system. Like, I assume from the poster itself that there are other people that can level as well. I feel like it'd be really boring if it was just one person that can level and it's just one quest. I feel like it'd be interesting if there were other people and team ups and oppositions, those that might want to remove other people that are leveling or have the quest so that they can gain a leg up. And the possibilities of where this story can go is almost infinite in scale, especially seeing as it has like that real world to kind of the portal world. But I will say it was definitely interesting in it trying to explain how like modern day military doesn't work, but they need these people with magic, sword, shields. I was kind of like sitting there thinking, are there going to be any bow users? Because I was like, you know, weapons itself, like guns, they make it sound like those weapons are completely ineffective because of the whole like the system inside of these people that they've gained, these kind of like a mana type source that you want to call it, energy, whatever, and them using that to go in there, use these weapons to then defeat these individuals. So it's interesting. It does have some interesting hooks in it, and how they're kind of like using the modern day world science and then saying, okay, that doesn't work against these creatures. We need to use these hunters that have these different abilities that they can harness into these weapons and stuff. So it kind of reminds me a little bit actually of Dharmachi in a sense, not completely. Like it's like take some little things from Dharmachi and then make a massive spin. Like instead of it just being like a dungeon that goes underground, it's a gate, a portal to another dimensional place where they can then fight monsters, and then possibly some of them will be able to gain levels, and it's kind of that more slower process. And then there's all the weapons and the armor, and that's one of the major important things. And then you've kind of got the whole outside world where some of the monsters have affected during that kind of dilemma. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Dharmachi with a unique spin to it. So I can definitely understand the correlation to SAO because of some of those minute little things that people may have a kind of similarity to, but I could also see some fans finding that kind of offensive because anything linked to SAO is seen as an offense. So it'll be interesting to see the comments down below. But as far as other things go, like romances, I could see some romances in the story. There's like a hint that there's a female character that has an interest in him. I wasn't 100% sure if they ended up getting out safely or not. I think they did. They had like, there was so much going on. I honestly need to rewatch the episode to get a full grasp because there was so many things going on right at the end when they were doing the whole worshipping, praying and submission kind of praise kind of thing to the statues and the creepy smile in it and all that. So there does seem to be like a hint of romance in there, maybe, potentially. I don't know where that's going to go, but I could definitely see that being something. As far as the tags go, it's action, adventure, fantasy, and I know Crunchyroll has their whole co-production thing on it, so that would explain why they're doing so much promotion as far as things go. There is also going to be a English dub as well, and a German dub, so for fans that do want that kind of stuff, that option will be there available. So it seems to be it's going all out on this series. Very interested to see what the journey is going to be for Solo Leveling because of the hype, because of the interesting premise as far as things go. And there's definitely like a kind of corporateness to the whole going into the gates itself and bringing things back. There's like the whole kind of, they've got guilds and everything, and it's almost treated like they're like little mini corporations or groups, conglomerates, however you want to pronounce it, that are all involved, and they look at recruiting, training, like hunting for whatever they can get so they can go in there, make money, and there's clearly some type of like profitability made in there. And then there's the kind of like the head of all of this stuff going on. So there's some politics behind it. There seems to be a hint of romance. It's got that power fantasy in there and a dash of real world element in it. So it's kind of got a bit of everything. I definitely think it will be an interesting watch. I will definitely watch it. I don't think it will be for everyone though, but one of the things I could definitely see going forward is that because of the sheer amount of hype behind it, some people may just gravitate to just wanting to hate it for the sake of hating it because it is a popular series. That's the whole thing about the whole people accusing it of being overhyped. Any series that is severely hyped up or a lot of people are excited for it, there's always people that will go into it just hating just for the sake of it. So that doesn't really bother me. It ain't going to stop me from enjoying something. It's just something worth noting on. And I think as the weeks go on, as anime onlys, we will get a good grasp of it. But I've already seen people say that they're going straight into the source material because they just cannot wait any longer for more episodes. And I think that's one of the downsides, is that it does seem to be the episodes do seem to go really fast, at least feel like it, because there's like some big kind of things going on, but it's kind of like slow, dramatic, and really gets like the emotions going. And by saying slow, I don't mean that in a negative aspect. I just mean that it knows how to draw that moment out to make you feel like it's suspense. So it's done a great job on the music, the atmosphere, the animations, all of that kind of stuff. It is a pretty good series so far. So I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you beautiful nerds in the next video.